Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Daily English Podcast, where learning English is easy and fun.
Hello, Amelia. Hello, everyone. I'm Leo, and I'm really happy to be here today.
Hi, Leo. How are you today?
I'm doing great, thank you. And you? You look very happy today.
Yes, I am very happy. I'm excited because today's topic is very interesting.
That's right. It's a simple but very important topic for daily English.
Exactly. So please listen carefully and try to repeat after us.
And don't worry, we will speak slowly so everyone can understand.
Before we start, don't forget to subscribe to our channel.
Yes, support us for more easy English learning videos.
All right, let's begin today's conversation.
So, Amelia, today we are talking about something very hot. I mean, really, really hot.
Yes, Leo, you are right. Today we are talking about extreme heat in America. The summers in America are getting very, very hot.
Very hot? Like, how hot are we talking about?
We are talking about temperatures over 100 degrees Fahrenheit. That is more than 37 degrees Celsius. Imagine standing outside and feeling like you are inside an oven.
Oh, wow. That is extremely hot. I don't even want to go outside in that kind of weather.
Exactly, Leo. And this is not just happening in one place. It is happening in many states across America, from the south to the west, and even in places that are usually cool.
So this is a big problem for many Americans right now?
Yes, it is a very big problem. People are getting sick. Animals are struggling. Even plants are dying. The heat is affecting everything around us.
Leaning in, interested. That sounds very serious. When did this start becoming such a big issue?
Well, extreme heat has always happened in summer, but scientists say that in recent years, especially in 2021, 2022, 2023, and now in 2024 and 2025, the heat has become much worse than before.
Much worse. Why? What changed?
That is a great question, Leo, and that is exactly what we are going to talk about today. We will explain everything step by step in easy English.
Perfect. I love learning about important things in easy English. Let's do it.
And don't worry, friends, we will use simple words. We will explain everything clearly. You will understand everything today.
Yes, even if you are a beginner in English, you can follow along. We are speaking slowly and clearly just for you.
Okay, let's move to our first big topic. Why is America getting so hot?
Okay, Amelia, so tell me, why is America getting so hot? Is this normal?
No, Leo, this is not normal. The heat we are seeing today is much stronger than what people experienced 50 or 100 years ago.
Interesting. But why? What is happening?
There are several reasons. Let's talk about them one by one. The first and biggest reason is something called climate change. Now, this is a very important phrase to understand. Let's break it down.
Climate change. Okay, can you explain that word in simple English?
Of course. So the word climate means the weather pattern of a place over a long, long time, not just one day, but many years. And change means something is different from before.
So, climate change means the weather patterns are changing over many years.
Exactly right, Leo. Very good. Climate change means that the Earth's normal weather is slowly changing, and because of this change, the Earth is getting hotter and hotter every year.
Getting hotter every year? That sounds scary. How much hotter?
Scientists say that the Earth's average temperature has gone up by about 1 to 2 degrees Celsius compared to 100 years ago. That might sound small, but even 1 or 2 degrees can cause huge problems for the weather.
Really? Just 1 or 2 degrees can cause this much problem?
Yes, think of it like your body temperature. Your normal body temperature is 37 degrees Celsius, but if it goes up by just 2 degrees to 39 degrees, you feel very sick, right?
Oh, that's a great example. So even a small change in temperature can make a big difference.
Exactly. The same thing happens to the Earth. A small increase in average temperature leads to much hotter summers, stronger storms, and more extreme weather events.
So, America's extreme heat this summer is connected to climate change.
Yes, Climate change is the main reason, but there are also other reasons that make the heat worse. Do you want to hear them?
Yes, please. Tell me everything.
Okay. Let's talk about the causes in the next section. Okay, everyone, now let's talk about the specific causes of extreme heat. There are several important causes. We will go through each one slowly.
I'm ready. Please explain clearly so I and all our listeners can understand.
Of course. Okay, let's start with cause number one. The first cause is something called greenhouse gases. Now, this is a very important phrase to understand. Let's break it down.
Greenhouse gases. What is a greenhouse first?
A greenhouse is a glass building where people grow plants. It is made of glass walls and a glass roof. When sunlight comes in through the glass, it heats up the inside, but the heat cannot escape easily because of the glass, so the inside stays warm, even in winter.
Oh, like a glass house that traps heat inside.
Exactly. Now, our Earth has something similar. Around the Earth, there is a layer of gases like carbon dioxide, methane, and water vapor. These gases work like the glass of a greenhouse.
So the gases trap the heat from the sun inside the Earth's atmosphere.
Yes, normally this is actually good. These gases keep the Earth warm enough for life. Without them, the Earth would be too cold for humans, animals, and plants to survive.
So greenhouse gases aren't always bad then.
Not always, but here's the problem. When there are too many greenhouse gases, especially carbon dioxide, they trap too much heat, and that makes the Earth hotter and hotter.
So the problem is too much of these gases.
Exactly. And where does all this extra carbon dioxide come from?
From cars, factories?
Yes, very good, Leo. Carbon dioxide comes from burning fossil fuels like coal, oil, and natural gas. When we drive cars, run factories, use electricity, and burn fuel, we release carbon dioxide into the air.
And this carbon dioxide builds up in the atmosphere and traps more heat.
Yes, and over many, many years, especially since the Industrial Revolution around the 1800s, humans have been releasing enormous amounts of carbon dioxide. The levels are now much higher than at any time in history.
So we, humans, are making the Earth hotter by releasing too much carbon dioxide.
Yes, that is exactly what scientists are saying. Human activity is the main driver of climate change and extreme heat.
That's a heavy truth to hear.
It is, but understanding the truth is the first step to making things better. Okay, shall we move to the second cause?
Yes, let's continue.
Okay, the second cause is something called urban heat islands. Let me explain this.
Urban heat islands. That sounds very interesting. What does that mean?
The word urban means related to a city, and a heat island is a place that is much hotter than the areas around it. So an urban heat island is when a city becomes much hotter than the countryside or rural areas nearby.
But why would a city be hotter than the countryside?
Great question. Think about a city like New York, Los Angeles, or Phoenix. What do you see in a city?
Buildings, roads, concrete, cars, parking lots?
Yes, and all of those things, concrete roads, black asphalt, tall buildings, metal roofs, they absorb heat from the sun during the day, and then they release that heat slowly at night.
So the city stores heat like a battery.
Ooh, I love that comparison. Yes, the city stores heat like a battery, and because of all this stored heat, cities stay warm even at night when the sun goes down.
So people in cities can't even cool down at night?
That's right, and this is very dangerous, especially for elderly people and young children. Their bodies need nighttime to recover from the heat of the day, but if nights are also hot, it becomes very dangerous.
Thoughtfully. And cities also have fewer trees and parks, right? So there's less shade.
Wow, Leo, that is a very smart point. Yes, trees and green spaces provide shade and help cool the air, but many cities have cut down trees and replaced them with concrete. Less green space means more heat.
Shaking head. That sounds like a big problem for city people.
It is. And as more and more people move to cities and cities keep growing, urban heat islands are becoming a bigger and bigger issue. Okay, so we have greenhouse gases and urban heat islands. Is there a third cause?
Yes, the third cause is a natural weather pattern called El Niño. Have you heard of it?
El Nino? I've heard the name before, but I don't really know what it means. Can you explain?
Of course. El Niño is a Spanish phrase. It means the little boy, and it refers to a weather phenomenon that happens in the Pacific Ocean. Every few years, the surface water of the Pacific Ocean becomes warmer than usual.
And when the ocean gets warmer, what happens?
When the ocean gets warmer, it affects the weather all around the world. In America, El Niño can cause hotter and drier summers in many regions. It can also cause more extreme weather events like droughts, floods, and wildfires.
So El Nino is like adding extra fuel to an already hot situation?
Exactly. Climate change is already making things hotter. And then when El Niño arrives on top of that, it makes everything even more extreme.
So it's like two problems at the same time.
Yes, scientists call it a double impact. Climate change raises the baseline temperature, and then El Niño pushes it even higher. Together, they create some of the hottest summers ever recorded.
Were recent summers really record-breaking?
Yes, in 2023, scientists reported that it was the hottest summer ever recorded in human history, and 2024 continued to break records as well. Many scientists believe 2025 will be another extremely hot year.
Every year hotter than the last? That is a very worrying trend.
It really is, Leo, and that is why it is so important for people to understand what is happening and why.
Are there any more causes, Amelia? Yes, one more very important cause, deforestation. That means cutting down forests.
Deforestation, cutting down forests. Why is that connected to heat?
Trees are incredibly important for our climate. They absorb carbon dioxide from the air during a process called photosynthesis. They also release water vapor, which helps cool the surrounding air, and they provide shade to the ground.
So trees are like natural air conditioners?
That's a wonderful way to say it, Leo. Yes, trees are nature's air conditioners, but when we cut down forests for farming, for building, for paper, we lose those natural air conditioners.
And without trees, the ground gets hotter.
Much hotter. And there's also less carbon dioxide being absorbed, so more of it stays in the atmosphere and adds to the greenhouse effect.
So deforestation makes climate change worse and makes the local temperature hotter.
Exactly. It's a double problem. And sadly, millions of acres of forests are cut down every year around the world, including in the United States.
That's very sad to hear. I hope people realize how important trees are.
Many people are starting to realize it. There are programs to plant new trees and protect existing forests, but we still have a long way to go.
Okay, so now we know the causes, but let's talk about where this extreme heat is hitting the hardest. Which parts of America are suffering the most?
Great question. Let's go through the most affected regions.
I'm ready. Tell me where the heat is worst.
First, the Southwest region. This includes states like Arizona, Nevada, New Mexico, and parts of California. These places are already naturally hot and dry, but in recent years, temperatures have reached dangerous levels.
How dangerous?
In Phoenix, Arizona, which is one of the hottest cities in America, temperatures regularly reach 110 to 115 degrees Fahrenheit. That's about 43 to 46 degrees Celsius.
46 degrees Celsius. That's like standing inside a giant microwave.
Yes, Leo, it is absolutely brutal. Phoenix has even recorded days with over 50 days in a row above 110 degrees Fahrenheit. That's an entire month and a half of extreme heat without a break.
That sounds unbearable. How do people live there?
Many people survive by staying inside with air conditioning, but not everyone has air conditioning, and not everyone can afford to run it all day. So many people, especially poor families, really struggle.
What about other areas?
Second, the South. States like Texas, Louisiana, Florida, Mississippi, and Georgia experience very intense heat and high humidity.
Humidity. Can you explain that word?
Yes, humidity means the amount of water vapor or moisture in the air. When the air is high and humid, the air feels wet and heavy. And when you combine high temperature with high humidity, it feels even hotter than it actually is.
So in the South, it might be 35 degrees Celsius, but it feels like 42 degrees because of humidity.
Exactly. Scientists call this the heat index or the feels like temperature. High humidity stops your sweat from evaporating quickly, and when sweat doesn't evaporate, your body cannot cool itself down properly.
Ah, I never knew humidity made such a big difference.
It makes a huge difference. In some southern cities, the heat index can reach 115 degrees Fahrenheit or more, even when the actual temperature is lower.
Moving on. Third, the Pacific Northwest. This might surprise people, Leo. Places like Oregon, Washington State, and even parts of Canada are usually known for cool, rainy weather. But in 2021, they experienced a devastating heat wave.
A heat wave in the Pacific Northwest? That's the cool, rainy area.
Yes, in June and July of 2021, a heat dome settled over the Pacific Northwest. Temperatures in Portland, Oregon reached 116 degrees Fahrenheit. That's 47 degrees Celsius.
47 degrees in Portland? That's incredible. And those people are not used to that kind of heat, right?
That's the really important point, Leo. Because these areas are normally cool, many people don't have air conditioning. So when extreme heat suddenly arrives, they have no protection. Hundreds of people died during that 2021 heat wave. It was a terrible tragedy.
That is heartbreaking. People died simply because it was too hot and they had no way to stay cool?
Yes, heat is actually one of the deadliest weather events in America. More people die from extreme heat each year than from hurricanes, tornadoes, or floods.
Really? I always thought storms were more dangerous.
Storms get more attention because they're dramatic and visible, but heat kills silently. You might not even realize your body is in danger until it's too late.
So the most affected areas are the Southwest, the South, and surprisingly, even the Pacific Northwest.
And I should also mention the Great Plains, the Midwest, and even the Northeast are experiencing more intense heat waves than in the past. So really, no part of America is completely safe from extreme heat anymore.
So it truly is a national problem.
A national problem, and honestly, a global problem. Okay, now let's talk about what this extreme heat actually does to people in their daily lives. This is very important for everyone to understand.
Yes, the effects of extreme heat on people are very serious. Let's go through them carefully.
The first and most serious effect is on human health. Extreme heat causes many health problems. The most serious ones are heat exhaustion and heat stroke.
What is heat exhaustion?
Heat exhaustion happens when your body gets too hot and cannot cool itself down properly. The symptoms include heavy sweating, feeling dizzy, feeling weak, a headache, nausea, which means feeling like you want to vomit, and feeling very thirsty.
That sounds very uncomfortable. Is it dangerous?
It can be, but if you don't treat heat exhaustion quickly, it can become much more dangerous. It can turn into heat stroke.
Heat stroke. Is heat stroke a medical emergency?
When heat stroke happens, your body temperature rises above 104 degrees Fahrenheit. That's 40 degrees Celsius. Your body's cooling system completely fails. You might stop sweating even though you're burning hot. You can become confused, lose consciousness, and in serious cases, you can die.
So heat stroke can actually kill a person.
Yes, heat stroke kills thousands of people in America each year. Elderly people, young children, pregnant women, outdoor workers, and people with health conditions are especially at risk.
It's frightening to think that simply being outside on a hot day could be life-threatening.
Yes, and heat also makes existing health problems worse. People with heart disease, kidney disease, respiratory problems, meaning breathing problems, can all have their conditions made much worse by extreme heat.
I want to ask about outdoor workers, people like construction workers, farmers, delivery workers, and athletes. How does the heat affect them?
This is a very important group to think about, Leo. Outdoor workers are among the most vulnerable people during a heat wave. They don't have the option to just stay inside and use air conditioning. They must work outside to earn their living.
So even if it's dangerously hot, they still have to go to work.
Often, yes. Farm workers in California, Texas, and Florida work in fields picking fruits and vegetables in extreme heat. Construction workers build roads and buildings under the blazing sun. These workers face serious health risks every day during summer.
Are there any laws or rules to protect them?
Some states are working on new rules called heat protection standards that require employers to give workers regular water breaks, rest periods in the shade, and training to recognize signs of heat illness. But not all states have these protections yet.
So some workers are still without protection.
Yes, it is still an ongoing issue. Worker safety advocates are pushing for better national standards to protect outdoor workers from heat, but progress can be slow. Let's also talk about children and schools. Extreme heat affects kids in important ways.
How does it affect children specifically?
Children's bodies are smaller and they heat up faster than adults. They also don't always recognize when they are getting too hot, so they're at higher risk of heat exhaustion.
And many schools, especially older school buildings, don't have air conditioning, right?
That's right. Many school buildings in America, especially in areas that historically didn't need air conditioning, do not have proper cooling systems. So on extremely hot days, classrooms can become dangerously warm.
Students sitting in a hot classroom trying to learn. That must be very difficult.
Yes, studies show that students learn less effectively when the classroom is too hot. Concentration decreases, energy drops, and heat-related illness risks increase. Some schools have had to close early or cancel school days during extreme heat events.
Closing school because of heat. I never thought that was a thing.
It is happening more and more often. In fact, heat days, when school is canceled because of dangerous heat, are becoming as common as snow days in some parts of America.
And what about electricity and power? Does extreme heat affect that too?
Very much so. This is a huge issue. When temperatures are extremely high, millions of people turn on their air conditioners at the same time. This puts enormous pressure on the electrical grid.
The electrical grid, what is that?
The electrical grid is the network of power lines, power plants, and equipment that carries electricity to homes, schools, businesses, and hospitals. Think of it like the veins and arteries of electricity delivery across the country.
And when too many people use electricity at the same time,
The grid gets overloaded, and when that happens, power companies sometimes have to cut electricity to different areas. This is called a rolling blackout.
so during the worst heat waves, people's electricity might go out.
Exactly. And this is extremely dangerous because the very people who need their air conditioners the most, elderly people, sick people, babies, can suddenly have no electricity and no cooling. This can turn deadly very quickly.
That is such a frightening situation. No electricity on the hottest day of the year.
It truly is dangerous. And power outages also affect hospitals, water pumping systems, traffic lights, refrigerators for food storage. The impact spreads very quickly across the whole community.
And what about animals and the environment? Heat doesn't just affect humans, right?
No, absolutely not. Animals suffer greatly during extreme heat waves. Wild animals can die from heat stroke and dehydration. Birds may fall from the sky. Fish can die when river and lake temperatures rise too high.
Fish dying in rivers? That sounds terrible.
It happens. When temperatures rise too much, the oxygen levels in the water drop and fish cannot breathe properly. Scientists have reported large numbers of dead fish in rivers during extreme heat events.
What about people's pets? Dogs, cats?
Oh, yes, this is very important for pet owners to know. Dogs and cats can suffer from heat stroke just like humans. You should never, never leave a pet inside a parked car in hot weather. Even on a day that's 25 degrees Celsius, a car can reach 50 degrees inside within minutes. It can kill a pet very quickly.
Oh, yes, this is very important for pet owners to know. Dogs and cats can suffer from heat stroke just like humans. You should never, never leave a pet inside a parked car in hot weather. Even on a day that's 25 degrees Celsius, a car can reach 50 degrees inside within minutes. It can kill a pet very quickly.
Yes, and always make sure animals have access to fresh water and shade in hot weather.
Okay, now this is the section I really want to hear about. How do we protect ourselves? What can people do to stay safe in extreme heat?
Yes, this is very important and very practical information. Let's go through some heat safety tips. And these tips are useful not just for people in America, but for anyone living in a hot climate.
Perfect. I'm taking mental notes. Everyone, please listen carefully to these tips.
Okay, everyone, we have covered so much today. Let's do a quick summary so we can remember everything we learned.
Perfect idea, Leo. Let's go through the key points together.
Point 1, America is experiencing extreme heat this summer. Temperatures are breaking records in many parts of the country.
Point 2, the main cause of this extreme heat is climate change. The Earth is getting hotter because of an increase in greenhouse gases, especially carbon dioxide released by human activities.
Point 3, other contributing causes include urban heat islands, cities being hotter than surrounding areas, the El Niño weather pattern, and the loss of forests through deforestation.
Point 4, the areas most affected in America include the Southwest, like Arizona and Nevada, the South, like Texas and Florida, and surprisingly, the Pacific Northwest, like Oregon and Washington.
Point 5, extreme heat affects human health, causing heat exhaustion and potentially deadly heat stroke. It also affects outdoor workers, children in schools, the electrical power grid, and animals.
Point 6, to stay safe in extreme heat, drink plenty of water, stay indoors during the hottest part of the day, use air conditioning or go to a cooling center, check on elderly neighbors, and never leave children or pets in a hot car.
Point 7, the future could be very serious if we don't act. But there is still hope. Governments are investing in clean energy, and every individual can make small changes that add up to a big difference.
And most importantly, understanding the problem is the very first step. And today, all of you listening have taken that first step. You now understand why America is facing extreme heat and what we can all do about it.
I feel like I learned so much today, Amelia. This was a really powerful topic.
Me too, Leo. And I hope everyone listening learned a lot of new vocabulary today, English as well.
Let's go over some key vocabulary words from today's episode.
Climate change, the long-term change in Earth's weather patterns caused by human activity.
Greenhouse gases, gases like carbon dioxide and methane that trap heat in the Earth's atmosphere.
Urban heat island, when cities are significantly hotter than surrounding rural areas.
El Niño, a natural weather pattern involving warming of Pacific Ocean surface temperatures that affects global weather.
Deforestation, the cutting down of forests.
Heat exhaustion, a condition caused by the body overheating with symptoms like heavy sweating and dizziness.
Heat stroke, a life-threatening condition where the body's temperature control system fails.
Dehydration, when the body does not have enough water.
Humidity, the amount of water vapor in the air.
Heat index, how hot it actually feels when you combine temperature and humidity.
Rolling blackouts, planned power outages to prevent the electrical grid from overloading.
Cooling center, a public building open during heat emergencies where people can cool down for free.
Clean energy, energy from renewable sources like solar and wind that does not produce carbon dioxide.
Electrolytes, minerals in your body like sodium and potassium that are important for health, especially in hot weather.
Excellent. That's a great list of vocabulary. Please try to use these words in your own sentences this week.
Wow, what an incredible episode today, Amelia. I think this was one of our most important topics ever.
I completely agree, Leo. Heat is something that affects all of us, no matter where we live in the world. And understanding it in English helps us talk about it, learn about it, and act on it.
So to everyone listening, thank you so much for spending this time with us today. We hope you learned something valuable, both about the topic of extreme heat and about the English language.
Yes, and remember, learning English is a journey. Every episode you listen to, every word you learn, every sentence you practice, it all adds up. You are getting better every single day.
And if today's episode was helpful for you, please leave us a comment below. Tell us, what was the most surprising thing you learned today? We would love to hear from you.
Also, don't forget to like this video. It really helps more people find our channel. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you never miss a new episode.
We release new episodes regularly, all on topics that are interesting, important, and explained in easy English just for you.
And Leo, before we go, how are you feeling about extreme heat now? Are you going to survive this summer?
Well, after today's episode, I know exactly what to do. I will drink plenty of water, stay indoors during the hottest part of the day, check on my neighbors, and absolutely never leave anyone in a hot car.
Perfect answer. Full marks for Leo.
Thank you, thank you. I have a very good teacher.
Yes, you do. Okay, everyone, that is all for today's episode of Daily English Podcast.
Thank you so much for being with us. Stay cool, stay hydrated, and keep learning English.
Goodbye, everyone. And remember, learning English